This is the plaintiff, Patricia Willis. She says she was walking her Chihuahua Tequila, and the defendant's ruthless, vicious, and unleashed Siberian husky attacked her poor dog. Her dog needed 9 stitches to close a 2-inch gash in her stomach, suffered a broken rib, and needed lung infusions. The defendant refuses to be an honorable person and pay for the vet bills, so she's suing for the $1,223.56 she's owed. This is the defendant, Ronald Jackson. He says he's an American Indian living on the Eastern Peacock Tribal Nation, and it's private property. The plaintiff trespassed on this sacred and private land. Shouldn't have been there, and as a result, he owes her nothing. He's accused of not being friendly.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Patricia Willis?
Yes.
You are suing Ronald Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
For $1,223.56 in medical expenses for your dog Tequila, your Chihuahua Tequila, because according to you, your dog was attacked by his dog. All right, tell me what happened.
Sunday afternoon, July 24th, I was taking my dog Tequila for a walk. She was on a leash. I was walking in the area of a public fishing area where the road goes over the water. There's a big, large tunnel where the water goes through. I could hear from the little bait and tackle shop up ahead. I couldn't see anything, but I could hear kids playing and a dog barking. So I turned at the tunnel and said, I don't think I'm going to go any farther. As I turned and was looking over the water on the other side of the road, we were talking about the beavers that had made a mess in the tunnel.
Who's we?
My dog. I was talking to the dog.
Wait, your dog?
Yes.
Who was doing most of the talking?
That would be me.
Okay. You were talking to your dog.
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay, because if not, I was going to pass mine along to you. Maybe if you need a little conversation.
Basically, I was just saying, look what a mess they made and whatever. And out of the nowhere, the dog.
Where are you when this happens?
I have a picture. Do you need?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Hand it to my bailiff.
And there's.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so this is a road.
Yes.
Is this the bait and tackle shop?
Yes.
And then this is a road. Is there a bridge around here or no?
It's right where the X is, where we were standing. It's not a bridge. It's still guardrails on the road, but there's a big silver tunnel that you could stand up inside.
So it's behind?
It's like underneath us right now. If you're looking at the picture, it's right in the, like standing on it. Yeah, if you were standing right at the bottom of that picture, you'd be standing on it.
I'd be standing on it. Would it still look like road or would it look like bridge?
It looks like road. There's a pond on this side.
What kind of dog came over?
A husky.
Now, the first thing you notice is what?
She's screaming and yelping. Well, of course, there's all of a sudden, because she was on the right side of me, and he came up and he grabbed her, and before I could even do anything, he grabbed her and threw her down, and so
How did he grab her? I assume in his teeth.
Just by the scruff?
By her ribs.
By the side of her.
Okay.
And before I could even hit him, do anything, he grabbed her, threw her down, and then it happened so fast. But then Mr. Jackson was right there too, right when it happened.
So he comes out, and what happens?
He said, oh, he was sorry, and he actually handed me his business card. He said he loves animals, and he's really sorry. Maybe she's just scared. Go get her the medical attention she needs, and he handed me his card.
And so you did?
So I got her there, and when I got her in there, they gave her something for the pain, because she was still making a lot of noise, and they needed $900 to treat.
And then what did they do to the dog?
They kept her overnight. They stitched her up. They have all the things they did. They had to put 9 stitches in her, and they said she had a broken rib. She had, this is her little pink cast she wore, and these are all the medical receipts.
Okay. Now, how did it get to the 1223?
It was almost a month later. She was out of her cast and everything, and she woke up in the morning screeching and screeching. She was having trouble jumping up on a couch and whatever, and I couldn't get her to stop screeching, and so I brought her back to the vet, and they said it probably was inflammation in her spine, and then I had to put her back in an epi collar and put her back on medicine, and the anti-inflammatories would probably take care of it, and it did. It took about a week, and
so
she was...
So it's the follow-up visits?
Yeah.
Bring it up to the 12.
Apparently, she was just needed to stay still and not.
Mr. Jackson, what's going on?
She was warned a time before this about bringing the dog on. It's happened on the Eastern Peacock Reservation.
On the Eastern Peacock Reservation?
Indian Reservation
Okay.
in North Stonington, Connecticut.
Okay.
About a couple of weeks before that had happened, I have a relative that lives down the street. He has several shepherd dogs himself. And she had walked the dog past my shop at that point, heading down to their home. He told me, he told his wife, he said, we know her, that's a friend of my wife's. He called her and told her, from what he told me, not to bring the dogs on the reservation.
Do you have an affidavit to that effect?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, all right.
I was hoping that maybe she would recall
Somebody
that.
tell you not to walk the dogs on the Indian reservation?
Never, Your Honor.
Were you walking the dog on the Indian reservation?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so go on.
Clearly, ma'am, she was on the reservation.
Well, where did this happen?
My dog.
Today's thing, yeah, the one we're here on today.
On the reservation, right by the sign on the reservation.
Okay, do you have pictures of where you believe it happened?
Yes, ma'am.
That becomes relevant, why? Because your tribe is recognized by the state of Connecticut, correct?
Yes,
It is not recognized federally.
Well,
It was, and then it stopped, then they withdrew.
We are in an appeal process
An
right
appeal
now.
process, okay.
We were given
but
a yes.
But in any event, it's definitely recognized by the state of Connecticut.
Yes, Your Honor, since
And-
1683.
Okay, and they have given you sovereign status where you control your own reservation, and the Connecticut courts cannot get involved on your reservation.
Your
You
Honor,
have an issue that happens on the reservation, you have to take it to the tribal council?
Well, yes,
What's it
Your Honor.
called, tribal
What she should have done, okay, when this incident first happened, we were all operating out of emotions, okay? I am an animal lover myself, and I felt for her animal. But there are laws that I wasn't aware at the time that she was told not to bring the dogs on the reservation.
Right.
But the reservation is clearly marked. I think because she was at the sign, she may have assumed that she wasn't on the reservation. But if you look, you'll see a yellow concrete post. It says North Stonington on it. That's the start.
It says what?
Oh, Ledyard, I'm sorry. Ledyard on one side, North Stonington on the other. That's the actual border right there, Your Honor.
Except for the sign that says Eastern Peacock Indian Reservation is beyond that, right?
Yes, and that's about a good 35,
So
40
what are we
yards.
talking about? We're talking about 5 feet away from the
No, it's-
boundary of whether it's on the reservation
No.
or off the reservation? That's
No,
what we're
Your
all
Honor,
talking
if
about?
you look, you can see where that yellow post is. It's about, as Patricia spoke, there's a culvert.
I mean, literally, this is that bridge we're talking about. At one end of the bridge, there's that yellow pillar, and you say she was on this side of it, so she's on the reservation. She says she's on this side of the fence. Between the fence and the pillar is what, 10 feet?
Your Honor, that whole property is part of the reservation.
I understand what you're saying, because you're saying the reservation doesn't begin where the sign that says the reservation.
Yes, Your Honor, because
the sign that says reservation, that's not where the reservation begins. It begins 10 feet earlier.
No, it begins about 40, 45, 50 feet early. If you
You
look
think
at
it's
that.
50? Okay, that's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
You say it's 50 feet between this sign and that yellow pillar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, does anybody have an aerial or something a little bit further back where I could see the distance? Maybe not an aerial, that's asking a bit much, but
May I approach?
no, you can just approach him.
I'll approach him.
He'll approach you. And
I don't know if that's helpful. Yeah.
okay, that's not going to help me. I can tell you that right now. How's that going to help me? That doesn't tell me anything about where the sign is or the
Okay.
post or.
Can I give it this one here?
Yep.
Okay, this is sort of what I'm hoping for, but that it would have these two items in it, this sign and this post, because that's what you're saying it happened between.
It does. I think you have to look kind of close.
Okay, I'm going to look closely. How about you show me?
Now we have permission.
Now,
Right up
come
the
on,
corner.
approach that bench.
Okay, it would be right down over here.
Where? You're pointing at the trees to me. That's. You're saying. Okay, wait. I would like to be able to see where that is. Where's that in this picture?
That is right here.
I should see that? Because I can't tell if those are tree barks or the stump. Why is this picture 100 feet farther from where I need it to be? I need it to be over where the dog bite happened.
I'm sorry, I didn't. We don't put the signs out there.
All right, but you don't dispute that it happened. Am I correct that it happened in between this and this?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am correct.
Yes.
Okay, and so we're not disputing where it happened. The dispute is on whether that's Indian territory or not, right? I guess that's
Well,
what the
it is,
dispute-
because this would be the boundary marker marking Ledyard.
Okay.
And
Do
in
you
front of that-
have something that shows me officially what the Indian boundary is?
Let me look and see what I.
Thank you. Who's the gentleman who's with you?
This is Mr. Bill Bingham. He's a expert on Indian law.
Okay.
He's also worked with our tribe through the recognition
Is he your
process.
tribe's attorney?
Yes, he's actually my attorney, Your Honor.
At this point, I thought there was going to be a dispute about where the dog bite occurred. We're trying to figure out where does this attack occur, okay? And the reason that it's important is because if it occurs on the reservation, I have no jurisdiction, and you have to go to the tribal council. If it occurs off the reservation, let it roll, and I'll just rule, and we'll move it along. Now, you mark for me X as the spot where it happens. That's maybe, I don't know, 10, maybe 20 feet away from the reservation sign. So to you, I'm off the reservation, Judge. What he's saying is, oh no, the reservation begins earlier than that. So whether you know it or not, or whether you're on notice or not, is completely irrelevant. It's that where your feet were and where the dogs were, was that reservation land or not? So what I need is something official that tells me where the boundary is.
Your Honor, the only thing I can show you is the topographical map. That's what we already submitted
yeah, but
to you.
this is like, I mean, I know my eyesight's bad and everything, but I can barely see that because it's so blurry and it's not going to tell me anything. I mean, this is the whole case. You guys are telling me I can't rule because it's on reservation.
The boundary, I can tell you, Your Honor, from my experience, the boundary is at the culvert. And if she was standing to the north of the culvert, then
What's
she
a
was on the
culvert?
reservation. The culvert is the bridge.
Okay.
There's a
She
river
says
that
she
goes
was on it.
underneath.
She doesn't say she was north of it. She says she was on this little spot right there.
And that would be to the north of the culvert.
Because you say that the culvert is where?
Behind her. Behind that
said
would be to the underneath that picture.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So is he responsible for the vet bills if she trespassed onto the Indian reservation? Get back to me.
Nope.
Why?
It's his property.
It's his property.
Yeah.
And that's just the end of it, even if his dog just attacks.
Yep.
Okay, what do you think?
I agree with him
Because,
because it's his property.
so it's tough luck if she trespasses.
I agree.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say that she's off the reservation. It happens on the other side of the culvert, whatever it is. Do you have any defense at that point? No, right?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So we've established that. If she's entitled to anything, she's entitled to $1,223.56. All right. I assume that there's something that you can get me that tells me. I don't think there's no longer a dispute about where it happened. You're on what you call the bridge. You call it the culvert. You call it the bridge. So water's underneath you. All right. And I'm going to see somewhere where there's a boundary line drawn that tells me, but I just got to give you time to find that. And I'm willing to do that because I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to overstep my bounds. So I think that that is what we're going to do. And then the next question that I have is, you know, to me, there's some negligence involved in just having your dogs running loose. Why was your dog running loose? But that is not a question that's out there in my head. But if it happened on Indian reservation, that's something for the tribal council to consider. Good luck with that. If you have to go there. Anything else?
This road that goes through the reservation is a main road that links one of the main, Foxwoods Casino is only 3 miles at one end. It's traveled often.
Yeah,
Just
that's not, there's no
had-
question about that, but that wouldn't decide the case. If you're on that road but in the reservation, you're on the reservation.
Right.
It is like the road isn't like Connecticut and then the rest of it isn't. If you're either on the reservation or you're not. It's really simple. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to give you guys, how long do you think you need?
You want it today? Is that what you're asking for?
No, I'll give you a week. Yeah.
For sure.
All right, and I can tell you now that if I find that this happened off the reservation, you're going to win. But if I find it happened on the reservation, you're going to have to take it to the tribal council because I don't have jurisdiction. That means I'm not allowed. I can only do something if I have the power to do it. I mean, I believe I have superpowers, but that doesn't make it so. Good luck, folks. Nice
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, just hold on right there, please.
Well, so the plaintiff comes out here. There'll be a little bit of a time period go by before we get a finished decision in this case. What are you going to do in the meantime?
I think I'm going to also maybe pull some evidence together. Just do my part.
And
Sure.
prove that you were not on that reservation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do you have any doubt there now that you've heard what you've heard in the court?
No, I was on, like I say, from what I understand, the waterways are the boundaries.
And if you were on there, will you take it to the tribal council?
I don't know.
Might be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Head right around the corner this way, okay? And documents are waiting for you right there. Okay, so come on in here, and what's your feeling on your side of it right now.
Well, I think that she's mistaken as to where she was at. We have a lot of people that are confused because the state put the sign, because they couldn't put it right in the middle of the covert, so they put it at the edge of it. So some people assume that the sign starts the reservation when actually it's a lot further.
Yeah, it would be very misleading. How would anybody know where they are?
Exactly. So.
Okay. So what's your next step now?
Well, I'll wait and see what she does, and we'll work with.
You're going to do nothing in the meantime?
Well, I'm going to talk to my tribal council, obviously.
Okay. All right.
And get the map.
And get the maps
Right.
correctly.
Harvey?
Okay, so the litigants ended up submitting the proper paperwork. It turned out that the plaintiff was trespassing on the defendant's property, so the defendant is not responsible. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.